guys, it's Julia. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video, let me take this crown off first of all. I wanted to do a get ready with me, trying out a bunch of new makeup releases that I'm going to be using in my new makeup releases, favorites, and fails video. So I have the Beaute Paradise Fallen palette, the new NYX foundation as well, just a bunch of things I'm really excited to be testing out. And I wanted to show you guys how they performed on my face. So just created a fun, nice makeup look. Wanted to film something, just putting on my makeup, chatting with you guys, and trying out a bunch of new things. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys like the final look. And I feel like this is going to be a very long video, so let's get right into it. I don't want to waste any more time. Normally for my get ready with me's, I wear like a cute outfit and everything. Today I put on earrings, but I'm just like wearing sweats. That's what we're doing today. So yeah, let's get started with primer. I don't really have anything super new, so just gonna use the Tarte Silk Canvas, what I know and what I love. Gotta go wet my sponges before I do the foundation, but I'm using the new Real Techniques Galaxy sponges. These are basically like little circular planet sponges. They're so cute. I'm also using some brushes from their Galactic set as well. I think it's like a holiday set, but really, really cute. Real Techniques was kind enough to send these along to me in PR through Octoly, so I'm very excited to test these ones out. And thankfully they are the same quality of like the good original Real Techniques sponge. The orange sponge can be kind of inconsistent in terms of what foam you get, but these ones seem to be the same quality as the really, really good ones that they offer, so happy with that. For foundation today, I do have a new release. This is the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop Full Coverage Matte Foundation. This was in collaboration with Alyssa Ashley. I have the shade Vanilla. I think they have 45 shades, which is intense for a drugstore brand, but I'm so happy that they have a really nice diverse shade range. I did actually go and see the entire shade range in Ulta. They had all 45 shades at my Ulta, and a lot of the shades look to be very yellow in undertone, which it's kind of different to see that because a lot of drugstore brands, most of their undertones are really, really pink, but they didn't really seem to have a lot of cooler toned ones. So if you do have cooler undertones, you might have a hard time finding a good shade match. Thankfully for me, vanilla seems to be a pretty good match, but you'll see it on my face. And let's test this one out. I've worn it about 4 times so far, and I'm still kind of developing my thoughts, but I will be sharing my full review in the new makeup releases, favorites, and fails video. By the way, I do find this one does kind of blend into my natural skin color, so it does look significantly lighter when I'm applying it right now, but over time, as I apply more makeup on top of it especially, it kind of just melds into my natural color. So yeah, this is like 1.5 pumps. I'm going to start with this right now and then build it up as I need to. Today we're actually getting ready for a Beyonce concert, so tonight I'm going to go see Beyonce in Los Angeles. Super excited. She's my favorite artist. I've never actually seen her perform live before, so this is going to be a crazy night. It is a Sunday night. I do have classes tomorrow morning, so yeah, but it's okay. It's all for Beyonce. We'd do anything for her. As I'm testing out this foundation, I'm noticing that it is like a really nice, like long wearing foundation. It does last very well throughout the day, but it's not full coverage, which I was expecting. I would say this is definitely more of a medium coverage, so I do have to build it more in certain areas, just like now blending it out. I don't have perfect skin, so I'm gonna need to add on a little bit more coverage, especially on my forehead and my nose. Alright, so that is the foundation on. I feel like it looks decent. Definitely not full coverage though. Like I still see a lot of redness peeking through here on my cheeks and on my nose. So I'm gonna go fix it up with concealer later on because I am using a full coverage concealer. But if you were expecting like a very matte, very full coverage foundation, kind of like the Fenty Beauty one, I think this one is not gonna be your thing. I would say this is definitely more of a medium coverage. It is completely matte though. I'll continue to test it out and I will share my full thoughts, but so far, meh. For concealer, I don't really have anything super new either, so I'm gonna use the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer, my favorite. And then I'm gonna use the smaller Planet sponge. Something that's super funny to me is actually the fact that I kind of enjoy filming get ready with me's now. I used to really, really hate filming these. They take a long time. I'm not gonna like say that they don't. Usually I start filming around like 9 o'clock and then I finish around 1. So that's a lot of time that it takes up in my day. And they are also a little bit harder to edit because you do have so much footage to comb through. I kind of enjoy just sitting down and doing my makeup on camera. I'm gonna do my makeup anyways if I'm filming a video, so sometimes if I'm filming like 2 videos in a day, I'll just film myself doing the makeup and then I'll film a video later wearing the makeup, and then that kind of works out, especially because I am like in classes now, so I can't really film on the weekdays anymore. Sometimes it's easier to fit in 2 videos in one day just by doing a get ready with me. But I also just like the chatty aspect and the kind of comfortableness of it. I get to chat with you guys, even if it's kind of a one-sided conversation until I upload it. It's nice to be able to kind of talk to a camera, which kind of sounds weird and antisocial. Makeup is a creative outlet, so I love being able to create art while also connecting with people, and that's just one of the most rewarding things of what I do here. For powder, I have something that I think is probably new because I haven't seen it before, but this is the Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder. I think this just dropped in my Ulta. I just saw it and I've never seen it before, especially because I do go to Ulta pretty often.
Stop it. Get some help.
So I'm gonna use this one. It seems to be like a brightening powder similar to what KKW Beauty has. And I think it was like $3, so that's crazy. I love Essence, they're very, very affordable. Just gonna kind of dust my under eyes with this. Wow, I look very white. We're gonna contour just in a second so you'll get some definition back into my face, but I think I did a nice job of kind of bringing some brightness to the under eyes, highlighting everything. Yeah, I like how that looks, so let's continue going. I think I have to do some contouring now because I look like a ghost. All right, so now I'm gonna contour up my face using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Stick Contour Foundation things. I know a lot of people really hate these as foundations, but I personally love the formula for contouring. It's a very, very dry, kind of clingy, harder to blend, I guess, contour. A bit stiffer to blend, so it's not great for a foundation because it's gonna be harder to blend out, but for contour, you don't want it to be super, super like emollient, otherwise it's just gonna be a mess in like 5 seconds. So I have the shade Mink. I think shadow is normally what I use in the cream contour kit, but Mink is a bit darker and I am going for something a bit more dramatic, so let's do this. All right, and just going ahead and blending it out with my e.l.f. cream contour brush. Always make sure that you're blending upwards instead of down, because if you're blending down, you're pulling your face down. You want to blend upwards and just lift that cheekbone. Thankfully, if you are using a bit of a stiffer product like this one, it's a bit easier to control the product, but always make sure you're blending in a good direction, otherwise it's just going to be a mess. As I think I'm actually getting better at nose contouring. Like, not substantially better to a point where I'm like able to snatch my nose like James Charles can, but like a little bit better than I was a couple months ago. I think that really does show that practice makes perfect. I'm still not completely happy with how my nose looks, and I think I'll always have that sort of insecurity. It's always been there, like so much to a point where I've kind of like actually gotten consults for rhinoplasty. And while it's important to keep in mind that everyone has insecurities and it's okay to like feel down every now and then about that, you shouldn't feel shamed for feeling bad about yourself. It's also just like something that I try to work on and just be a little bit more confident about. So yeah, I'm getting better about it. It's a work in progress like everything else in my life. Just gonna take a bit more of that Brighten Up powder and hit the sides of my nose as well. Almost forgot to blend this out. Stupid. And then for the rest of my face, I'm gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury AIRBRUSH Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder. I mentioned this like countless times over summer and in my last video, so I figure better use it on screen so you guys can see how nice it looks. Also, I'm trying to have this last all day long. This makeup needs to last like until midnight when I'm seeing Beyonce, so hopefully this will keep everything locked in place. I'm gonna use a crap ton of setting spray as well. All right, I'm back. My brows are done. I just did them off camera because that's what I love doing with my brows. I hate doing them on camera. So I just used my regular Anastasia Dip Brow. I'm just gonna use my favorite, the Marc Jacobs Coconut Bronzer. I don't have a new bronzer to show you guys. I'm sorry. So just gonna dip in here and warm up this pale ghostly face. See, I told you guys the foundation would look normal after I applied all my face products, and now it kind of does. For blush today, I want to reach into the new Deck of Scarlet Edition number 10 palette. I'm going to be, again, reviewing this one in the new Makeup Releases, Favorites, and Fails video, but I have some thoughts about this. Today I'm just going to use the blush. This is the shade Bay. I believe the creator of this one was named Raven Elise. It's like a kind of reddish cherry tone blush. Very similar, kind of reminds me of like what the Urban Decay Naked Cherry palette is looking like. So just kind of applying this one. It's kind of drier in texture and feels very different to the normal Deck of Scarlet palettes. I liked edition number 9 the best. That had beautiful colors in there. And I felt like the formula of the blush was very like creamy and rich, also pretty pigmented, so you really didn't have to apply a lot, whereas this one, it's also pigmented, it's just a bit drier, and doesn't blend quite as easily. Alright, so I now have color on my face, and now let's put some color on my eyes. I'm going to move on to eyeshadow. Today I'm going to be using two different palettes. The first one is going to be the Ace Beaute Paradise Fallen palette, which again, I'll be giving you guys my final review in the video. But here are the colors. I didn't buy the entire collection. I would have loved to, but it was just like, a lot of money. So I bought the one palette that I felt like was very, very unique to anything else on the market. This is just like an all purple, all cool toned, very dark and grungy color scheme. I thought it was absolutely stunning, and I wanted to try out the formula. So this is going to be a first impression, but I'm also going to use the Joy Lorraine Cosmetics 18 Color Paradise palette. Joy Lorraine Cosmetics is a black owned indie beauty brand. So this is going to be for the indie eyeshadow palettes video that I'm planning out. They were actually kind enough to send this to me to review, and I was very, very excited because look at all these beautiful colors. I especially really love trying out eyeshadows that are very colorful from black-owned beauty brands because they do not play around with pigmentation. They are very good. So while this Get Ready With Me is going to be a first impression of this palette, I've been using this one for a couple days now, and I've been really enjoying it. So we're going to create a very beautiful purple, blown out, super smoky halo eye. I hope it turns out the way I've envisioned it in my head, but let's get started. Alright, so I'm just going to use my regular Urban Decay Primer Potion in the shade Fix. Just kind of brush that onto my eyes, and then I'm actually going to use my finger. I've been using my finger lately, and it's just, I feel like people really underestimate the power of your finger for makeup application. It can be really, really good, and the natural like oils and warmth of your finger can kind of warm up products. And some purists are like, no, you have to use a tool for that. You have to use a brush for a certain thing or a sponge for a certain thing. Sometimes I feel like the beauty industry itself has kind of convinced us that we have to use tools for every step, when really, fingers can be really, really effective sometimes. So don't be afraid to use your hands every now and then. Sometimes I use my fingers for blending out concealer and stuff. You have tools attached to your body, so go ahead and use them.
Several bad puns.
I look like a panda. In true Julia fashion, I've done one eye off camera already, so I'm gonna do the other eye on camera just because I wanted to map everything out. I'm a control freak like that. So in the Ace Beaute Paradise Fallen palette, I'm gonna start off with the shade here called Dusk. It's just kind of like a warm-ish purple. Normally I don't like mixing warm and cool tones, but I just dipped once in, and you can see there's a bit of powder kicked up. What I've gleaned from doing one eye so far is that these are pretty powdery shadows across the board. All the mattes I used in today's look, every time I dip at least once into the pan, I get some powder kick up. So if you do not like powdery shadows, I think these are not for you. However, they are not like super pigmented like the Anastasia subculture, so they are a bit more forgiving in terms of like being able to pack on color and then add it on gradually, and they do blend. So I'm just using my Sigma E38 brush and just kind of diffusing it through the crease, keeping like kind of a circular shape because I want it to be a very rounded out eye. Sometimes I kind of wing out my eyeshadow towards the like brow bone or the temple, but today I'm keeping it very on the lid. I want it to make like, I kind of want to look like I have really huge lid space, which I don't. We can lie. Makeup is a scam anyways. So that's the first layer of purple, but I want to add on a little bit more. So I'm going to go into the Joy Lorraine Cosmetics palette and go into the purple shade up here. These shadows do not have names, but this is the only matte purple in the palette. So just going up in here, it kind of looks like a darker iteration of the same color from Ace Beaute. This one, however, has a lot less fallout. That is the purple color all diffused through the crease. I'll zoom you guys in so you can see what it looks like so far. Back into the Ace Beaute palette, I'm gonna grab the shade here called Eve. This looks very similar to the shade Morphe Grape Day, which I love. I mention that shadow all the time. And again, it is pretty powdery. I'm just gonna kick off some of that, and you can see the residual shadow in the pan. I'm just gonna buff this into the crease kind of below where I put the other two purple shades. And this is gonna kind of bring some coolness to the crease. We're wanting this to be a very, very smoky look. One of my favorite tricks is going in with a clean blending brush and just kind of diffusing the outer edges. Now I'm gonna go ahead and grab the shade here called Shadow. It's kind of a cross between navy blue and very dark purple, so probably one of the most unique shades. I don't have anything like this in my collection. I'm gonna kind of create the halo effect now and just dab this onto the outer corner. I'm doing more of a packing motion than blending. Darker shades like this can go very, very patchy, so I'm just gonna pat it on. It's not gonna be super, super intense at this first build, but later on I'm going to apply it on top of a wet base after I do the halo eye part. So it'll all come together. Honestly, whenever I'm doing Get Ready With Me's, there's a certain point in the Get Ready With Me where I'm just like, oh, I hate this, I'm probably not even gonna upload this video. And then by the end of it, sometimes it comes together and sometimes it doesn't. I've deleted like so many videos that I filmed before and that never even made it onto the channel just because something didn't go right, or I didn't like the finished look, or just anything. Yeah, sometimes I'm very critical of videos, and sometimes that can be a good thing, but sometimes I trash completely fine videos that I just am hypercritical of. And I would never want to put up a video that is like lower quality than what I would normally like to put up on my channel. So I think whatever you upload is representative of you, and I wouldn't want to put something up that doesn't represent me well. Just gonna go grab some concealer on my AOA Studio F16 brush and clean up like a nice cut crease. And I'm gonna do a nice little halo eye, so just dabbing the concealer down the center, and then I'm gonna kind of diffuse it into a halo. And then with whatever concealer I have left on the brush, I'm gonna just kind of dab it on top of where we put that really dark purple shade. And this can look super, super weird, but it'll come together, I promise.
Obviously.
This is just providing an extra sticky base, so I'm gonna intensify the dark purple shade. So going ahead and grabbing more of the shade Shadow and just tapping it on top of that concealer, this is gonna create a very, very nice dark outer effect for the halo eye. Just grabbing my flat shader brush once again, I'm going to spray it with my MOIRA Cosmetics Prime and Fix Mist. This is basically Fix Plus. Back into the Joy Lorraine Cosmetics, I'm going to pick up this white shimmer shade here. Just pat that all over the halo eye. And then I'm going to go into the shade here called Night Sky, also a nice deep amethyst shimmer shade, and pat that right on the outer part of the halo to kind of meld the matte and the shimmer together. Finally, to tie it all together, I'm going to take some white glitter. This is Pure Goddess by Glitter Injections, and just apply that right on top of the white shadow from Joy Lorraine. Now for the lower lash line, I'm just going to take my Morphe Y22, and then using the same brush for all three of these shades, go into Dusk first, then the shade Eve, and then finally the shade here called Shadow. Also, to close everything up, I'm going to use the shade here called Blackout, and then smudge that right onto the waterline. Alright, so that is the completed halo eye. I'm just going to pop on some mascara, lashes, and then lips, and then we're done with the look. For mascara, I want to use the Milk Makeup Kush Mascara on the top lashes, and then my AOA Studio Skinny Under Lash Bottom Lash Mascara on the bottom. For lashes, I'm going to use the Cake Face Beauty Kim Tai Lionhearted lashes. These are one of my favorite pairs. They're very, very dramatic, fluffy, faux mink awesomeness. Alright, time for highlighter. I'm going to be using the Ofra Nikki Tutorials collaborations. And I have Cloud9 and Space Baby. Space Baby is like a blue shift. I really love this one. And then Cloud9 is pink, and I'm wearing purple. So I think I'm going to try and mix them. Let's do some science and see if I get a nice purple shift out of the pink and blue. Let's try it. I'm going to first dip into Cloud9 and go into this cheekbone. That is clearly a very nice pink shift, but I think I want to add on some of the blue. See if we can get some nice purple going on. Ooh, I think that brings some like nice iciness to it, and I feel like the two together create this beautiful cosmic like light lavender shift. I also really like these. They're not quite as like bright and blinding as Ofra's other highlighters, which I feel like are pure like shock white, whereas these ones are a bit more sheer. They're not super foil, but they are very like metallic and duochrome, so you're getting that gorgeous shift every time you move your face. I really like these. Let's do the other side as well. I'm also going to take a pencil brush and just apply some of Space Baby, the blue one, into my inner corners. And I feel like if you pat that on top of a purple, it'll just kind of bring the entire thing to life and make it more purple shift than blue. That's gorgeous! Finally for lips, I think I'm going to go into my Anastasia Beverly Hills lip palette, and let's see what color do I want. I think I want like a berry tone shade, so I'm going to use the shade 5. I might mix a little bit of, you know what, I don't feel like mixing today. Let's just do 5. Alright, so that is the color I used. I think I'm pretty satisfied with the finished lip look, so now I'm going to go pop on some jewelry, a clothing outfit, what? An outfit, and then I'll wrap up the video with my final thoughts on all the products that I tried out today. So let's do this. How do I look? Here is my completed look with all the products. I'm going to be photographing it with the crown later on, but this is the look. I will zoom you guys in so you can see what it looks like, but I'm just gonna go through all the products that I tested out today and give you guys my final review on them, I guess. Overall, I really enjoyed how the two palettes performed, the Ace Beaute one. Again, I will share my full thoughts after I've tested it out more. I never do first impressions as a full review, but I think that it was really pretty and I do like how the eye look turned out. The foundation, once again, still testing it. I will give you guys my full review, but I'm glad I was able to show you guys how it performed on screen so you guys could see how it looks when it applies, and I think it's looking fine right now. It's definitely a pretty long wearing foundation and it's definitely staying very matte, so I appreciate that. It's just not very full coverage. I like how this blush looks as well. I think the DECA Scarlet palette did pretty well. The Essence Brighten Up powder, I think it did a nice job of kind of bringing some light to the under eyes. And then anything else? I guess the sponges are really cute as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed this get ready with me, trying out a bunch of new releases and creating this look on my face. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe down below, and also make sure you're following me on Instagram to see makeup looks like this one, posted every single day. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me here on my channel. I love you guys so much. And if you made it to the very end of this video, love you. Thank you for so much for watching my channel.